third walk-in. The first two both went past an hour. We're gonna get one more walk-in here, I think, before we get ready to do some bike cardio. I'm hoping I can keep enough of a signal to make this one work. Let's hope and let's pray. We'll see what happens. We're gonna find out. It's 8:30 though, so that could be a little risky, but we'll see what happens. Hopefully though, this does like the later morning ones I've been doing lately, to where the views get really, really, really good. Gonna cross my fingers on it. Pretty sure I made it public. 90% sure I made it public. There's nobody in here yet, so maybe we didn't make it public. How do I tell? It doesn't tell me. Like, I don't see why it's not an automatic default public instead of private, because I have to keep my other videos that way because the way I do them on timers sometimes. But so far we don't have a single view, so I'm a little worried that this is not a public video. Is there a way for me to tell? Right? There's no way for me to tell. Nope. So, wait, it gives me an option to pin some stuff. Wait, can we change some settings in here? Do we have a way to change settings? We definitely are live, so I'm curious if I can definitely pin stuff here. So that's interesting. I need to send myself a message on that in the future to where I can pin things here. Can we change chat filter, all messages? Oh, okay. Well, we can do some stuff. Let's try to work with this a little bit. What do we got? Tap products. No, we can't do that. Do you have any advice for someone just starting out? Yeah. Focus on getting your diet clean first. Learn basic form. Run a proven program. So if you're fairly new to lifting, run one of like my free programs. I have tutorials on them, or something like strong lifts, and add some curls in. You need base. Two things I'm going to tell you: don't do silly stuff like skip legs. You need to train your legs, and you still probably need to do some curls. Even if you want to do a strength-based linear barbell program, trust me, you're going to want to add some curls. Main thing is learn good form, follow proven programming. You don't have enough experience to write your own workout. And I'd say that's one of the biggest mistakes most noobs make. They think that they know enough to actually know how to write a program, instead of saying, hey, I should probably follow a proven program that has worked for 50,000 people, right? So that's usually high on the list. So learning good form, doing that, learn basic nutrition, learn to eat a healthy, balanced, clean diet, right? I'm 39, and some people are talking about TRT. I'm very pro TRT. Very simple question. This is my general rule. This applies to 99% of the population. If you have clinically low testosterone, you should go on TRT. Done. That covers everything, in my opinion. I don't nuance in detail, but if you just want the simple shortcut answer, if you have clinically low testosterone, your life will be objectively better in every way if you go on TRT. That's pretty straightforward. Robert says, hey, what's up, Robert? Charles says, sup, brother? Have you I haven't done any martial arts since I was a teenager. I am now 48. So, no. Not really interested in doing any anymore. Right? Glock food, that's my self-defense. All right, next. All right. Trust Mr. 9mm. All right. But I also live in Texas. Martial arts is kind of useless here. Unless it involves entanglement with with your weapon. I mean, they're not teaching you martial arts that involves entanglement with your side piece, then it's kind of useless where I live. Everybody's strapped. So would you rather Hey, Robert, how about you don't be silly like that? Good morning, Jason. What's up, Blues? All right. We're doing good here, Blues, but let's get those likes up. Let's get these views up. Hopefully we get a nice, good stream. What's up, guys? Both my first two walks were over an hour. We're getting a third one in before we go try to mess with some bike cardio. We're gonna make this a super productive session. Super productive fat burning morning. We're definitely burning through body fat. But no, we did not whoosh. The scale went up a hair today, surprisingly. So we'll just keep doubling down on the cardio. I'm just gonna keep the salt, sodium high, keep the creatine in. Doesn't matter if it's adding a little water, we just keep burning through body fat. Just the name of the game. But I'm hoping we get a nice lively stream. It's gonna get hot during this one. I can already tell it's gonna get hot. We just accept that and just run with it. And I don't know how long I'm gonna do this one, either until we lose connectivity, maybe the phone gets dark. But because I know I'm gonna pass my cardio numbers for the morning easily, any way it breaks down, not a big deal, right? Jason, you're more productive than me. I just do a deficit, no cardio. Yeah, that doesn't work for me though, because I work from home with limitless access to food and possible boredom eating. I'm better off just doing fasting and large amounts of cardio. And then I also don't have to get as hungry because I'm eating huge amounts of clean food in the evening. It's just way better for my situation. But yeah, we are becoming a cardio machine, but that's how I lost weight originally, right? I was over 300 pounds when I first got into any sort of fitness. And I just cardioed my way all the way down. Even when I got sick, remember I had to learn to walk again and start training. I just got out and walked. I started lifting weights and walking and lost 100 pounds again because I gained 100 pounds when I was sick and in bed and depressed in my early 30s. So we've done it twice and it works well for me. So why not use the same methods I used to just get shredded? Wonder how many steps a day. Hey Scott, we discuss this every stream, man. I don't care. It's just too much to go over the math again. Because it's not a consistent amount of walking because I mix the bike, it's not gonna be a set number. It could be 10,000 one day, 20,000 another. Because we do bike also. And some days I'm only doing 2 hours of cardio and only one of them is walking, you know? So, especially the training days, it's hard to get more than 2 hours in on my lifting days. So, but days like today, we'll cross well past 3 hours. Man, I wonder why the streams like today are not doing like they've been doing all week. Like, had this been the middle of the week, this stream would already have 40 or 50 viewers. I don't know why it's only got 8. Oh well. You look lean, Matthias. I don't feel that lean, right? The problem is I, like everyone else, am looking at it from a business perspective in social media. And I know that my business would grow exponentially if I got as lean as the other people out there. So unfortunately, looking lean to the average person isn't good enough. So I've got to get lean. Plus, as I've said, I need to be under 200 pounds for health at this point as I close in. I'm getting real close to 50 years old. I need to just stay under 200 pounds, honestly. So unless I want to lose a bunch of muscle, I'm going to have to get really lean. All right. But we're down at 211 and dropping. So, you know, but I would like to keep all my muscle ideally. Right. And even gain some in certain places. So we just keep hammering away. I need to put that picture up I have of me, a side view of some people asking why I'm doing so many dips. I need to put that picture up and see what people think. My arms were a lot bigger and I was living on dips. Granted, I was fatter and heavier. I was 220. But when I look at that, I'm like, man, if my arms were that size now, when getting leaner, it would be really good. But I was living on dips and pull-ups. But definitely dips. That's one reason I'm doing so many. Coach suggestions for wrist train on heavy low bar squats. What do you mean? Why would you get a wrist strain on a lip bar squat? You don't know how to hold the bar. We need to adjust your whole technique. Your wrist shouldn't be getting strained at all on squats. You're supposed to be pulling down on the bar. How are you going to strain your wrist pulling down? That's like straining your wrist on a pull-up, right? Can we use fat leverage if we always train slower with a pause? I don't understand your question, Scott. Please completely reword that. I don't understand what you're asking me. So start that completely over. Completely reword the train of thought. Why do you guys keep asking me about why do you all want to get fat? I don't understand why you want to get fat. Why? Please explain this logic to me. I'm gonna have to make a video on it every day. Pretty much, I guess I'm just gonna make a new video every day discussing the fat thing. That it's not real strength, it's not real muscle until people get the message. He didn't ask. Well, that's what it seems like. I don't know why everyone keeps bringing this up though. It's like the only thing they want to talk about anymore. And they're doing it while I'm promoting getting leaner and cutting, so I just don't really, but I don't understand what he asked either. Like maybe I'm misunderstanding. I'm misunderstanding the question completely. I mean, I guess when we're talking about the leverages you gain from body fat on a lift, what do you mean use them? You can't not use it. Like it's not something you can magically turn off. It's like, unless the fat disappears. So I don't really understand what do you mean by use it. I guess if you want to not use it, just lift lighter and don't go close to failure, then you won't be utilizing but you're still going to be utilizing it. The weight's just going to be lighter as far as your muscles are concerned, right? Leg day today, awesome. Cool, Vinny. What do you think of John Skywalker? Does she have a squat booty? Why don't y'all talk more about Hattie James Fitness? Why don't y'all talk about her Vladisava Galan or Melinda Landmark? Like, why do you guys obsess over men? Like, I want to look at a bunch of dudes squat butts all day. I don't get it, man. If we train slower and no momentum when we cut, can we keep more strength? No. I don't think that's really a factor. Like, are you training hard enough to stimulate muscle growth? But as far as the strength, no, I don't really understand the line of thought, honestly. I'll be honest with you, Scott. I don't really understand what you're asking me. So something's being lost in the translation. So are you talking, can you keep more muscle? Because that's where most of your strength comes from. Or are we talking about neural drive? I mean, no, technically, what do you mean the no momentum? I just, what? Yeah, no, you're not gonna improve strength that way. So I don't really know what you mean by momentum, though. Well, obviously you don't bounce the bar off your chest when you bench. That doesn't improve strength. So if you're pausing, but we should be doing that anyways. Yes, I'm not really following the train of logic. Yes, you should train correctly, whether you're bulking or cutting. Yes. I don't really see where you're going. Yeah, sorry, I'm not being a dick. You completely lost. I don't understand the train of logic or what we're asking. Yes, you should train correctly all the time. It would be a really good idea. Whether you're bulking, cutting, recomping, we should train correctly. That would be really wise. Okay, squat every week or just 2 times a month would be better. What? I don't know about 2 times a month, dude. Vinny, you should probably be squatting every week, right? Realistically. Would be a good idea. I think you should squat every week. All right? It's kind of your baseline. That should be a baseline. for the more advanced lifter. Obviously novice, they're going to want to do more. I mean, all good novice programs have you squatting 3 times a week, but it's a little harder to program later on. You got to be very careful with fatigue management. But once a week is a good safe spot, but twice a month, it doesn't make a lot of sense. Unless you're doing other types of squats to make up for it, like box squats or something, and speed boxes and leg presses and stuff. Be my advice. Take it for what it's worth. So, all right. So I make once a week and give it a few years, right? Right. Yeah, and Scott, it's again, no offense, it's just a lot of the regulars, you guys ask me questions, and because they don't make sense to me, and I don't really understand what you're asking sometimes. It's just, maybe you're thinking you're asking something clear that I'm not understanding. So it's just a miscommunication. All right. Plus, when you start talking strength in terms of neural drive and technique are very individual to individual lifts. So the question itself just seems vague, and it's like, well, we don't use momentum on any power lift. So if we're talking powerlifting, then it's kind of like, well, you're not really using momentum, right? Since you have to pause on the bench in comp and so on. But yeah, sorry, it's hard to explain. Sorry, yeah, exactly. With text message, it's not necessarily going to be easy to convey. Other than I would say you should just train correctly. Like, here's what I would kind of say: if your goal is strength, would you really train differently on a cut or a bulk? So that's what threw me off also, is why does the cut or the bulk have anything to do with training technique and neural drive? Because either for strength, that's all we're looking at, the hypertrophy primarily. Obviously we want to gain muscle. And then beyond that, setting aside the whole fat thing, we're looking at neural drive and technique, which account for about 10% of your total strength. Your tissue changes are going to count for about 90%. Coach, how much per monthly coaching for, what do you mean main gaining? Why is that relevant? Coaching is coaching. All right, coaching is $250 a month. That's my flat rate, dude. It's not, my coaching rate's not different because you're peaking for a powerlifting need, or you're cutting or bulking. $250, right? But letting Greg Doucette define terms. He doesn't get to rename words that we use. So you want to do a recomposition. Okay, so put in an application. So go to my Facebook, it's linked under every video. Send me a message, put in an application, and we'll go from there. But yes, it's $250 a month. You get full coaching. You get unlimited Q&As to me. You get a once a month call, up to an hour in video call. I write all your training programming, right? You will get new spreadsheets every week. We get any form correction. We discuss fatigue management. If we need nutrition advisement, we do nutrition advisement. If you need diet adherence, it's part of it. That is included. I don't charge extra for that. Diet adherence is a separate service, though, for people who don't need coaching. But the diet adherence, essentially, you got to send me your weigh-in every day. You have to send me a screenshot of your MyFitnessPal every day. So if you want that, that's not required. But if someone needs the diet accountability part, Paul's one of my clients. So Paul Riley just chimed in. I've been coaching Paul for years. So the coaching is worth it. Yeah, I've worked with Paul off and on for over 3 years. All right. He's taken some short breaks here or there, but for the most part, about 3 years. Right? So yeah, he can vouch for it. So some of my clients come in here. So Paul's a client. Ted comes through here. He's a client. So we get a few of them through here. I get a few former clients in here. Alex actually comes in these sometimes. Yeah. So yeah, Paul can tell you he's a client, consistent. Yeah, just about 3 years.
Morning.
Morning. And we've made pretty good progress. You know, he falls more into obviously my non-competitors. I don't coach that many competitors right now. Honestly, guys like Paul are kind of my model client. Like over 40 married guys who just want to be in really good shape and be strong and not hurt. It's like my really, almost what I would want to gravitate to. If I had a much larger outreach and could just pick and choose, that would pretty much be my market. And I'll eventually get there. That's the game plan. The over 40. Have you ever tried behind the neck pull-ups? No, I would never do a behind the neck pull-up. I don't recommend them. There's no benefit. It's just compromise of the shoulder for no real benefit. A press is different. There are some benefits to press, but realistically, you're not going to get any more lat or back behind the neck. So it's just a potential compromise for no benefit. So yeah, consistent. Send me an application, dude. Go over to Facebook. You'll see the sticky at the top with all the instructions, and shoot me a message. I got to get away from that radio. It's really loud. I got to watch music though. I'll unmonetize my videos if someone's playing music too loud. I'm serious. I walk by. Like I'll get a copyright. We sent your money for this video to Def Jam's Records channel. You know, it's like, what? Understand? Why would it be more traps? I don't really see it being more traps, no, Scott. I'm not sure biomechanically why it would be. Yeah, no, but I'm not a fan. I wouldn't really do lat pull downs or pull-ups behind the neck personally. Again, I just don't see the benefit. Just due to that line of pull, like he'll get everything on the front. I mean, if you enjoy them and they don't hurt your shoulders, by all means, I just don't think it's going to be better. And if anything, it's a performance compromise. But a press behind the neck, now that's a different beast. If you can do them safely and you have the range motion, they're great. Like behind the neck presses are great. I wish I had the shoulder range of motion to do them right now. I used to love them. Come on, stake to go. That little dead zone. Cardio game is strong this morning. We're well past 2 hours, and it's not even 9. Right. Actually, the first 2 streams were over 2 hours each, or they were over an hour each. My best behind the neck press was 75 kilograms for 5. That's pretty respectable, especially if it's all the way to the traps, right? I did mine all the way on the traps, so that's how I used to do. Do dips work all 3 heads of the tricep? Yes. Because of that back position, just like how you get on a kickback, it does work the long head pretty well. It's just not putting the long head into a lengthened position, but it definitely works the long head. A dip does. I feel mine on it for sure. I think people make a little too much about lengthened positions sometimes. Yeah, so dips work all 3 heads. So again, look at that where that elbow and shoulder position is back there. It's just that it's working the long head a little more at a little more shortened position, right? Screen's a little dark, but I think we can make it work here. As long as I don't get a direct sun on the screen. But yeah, dips work all 3 heads. The dips are phenomenal. Dips are absolutely phenomenal. Still not going to get quite the views we've been getting, but that's okay. Doesn't matter. As long as we're getting views. Wonder what happened the last few days of why these got such amazing views versus the weekend. Oh well. It's slowly picking up. Give me a few more likes, by the way, guys. And Consistent dropped out of here after one of my clients came in saying it was worth it. So send me an application, Consistent. I'll work you into the rotation. Got plenty of coaching slots open. Oh, the views are dipping down. What happened? Guys, give me some more questions. Otherwise, I think I did. Did I disconnect? Nobody's asked a question in a couple minutes and the views dropped. I think the stream died. If you guys will please keep us questions and comments going, it will let me know that the stream is still live. But since nobody's posting, I think the stream died. I may have to close it out and restart it. I hope it didn't, but it's looking like it did because I haven't seen a single comment. And we lost like 10 viewers. Oh, it's still live. Okay. Well, why isn't anybody posting if it's still live? Right? Back when you guys, the more you post, the more it kicks into people's feeds. If y'all just want to post emojis, do emojis. Do something. Help coach out here. Scott, any tips on shoulder pain while doing dips? Yeah, lean forward more and reduce the weight a little. I find that they're most comfortable on shoulders when you get really good at that deep stretch. If you reduce weight, even at the cost of performance, you know. I checked O'Hearn's recent confirmed he's hovering around there's no way he's 255. No, there's not even possible. He can't be. Right now, I don't believe you. There's no way that man's 250 right now in any video or picture I've seen of him lately. Even at 6'2", dude, he couldn't be that heavy. He's not that big. I mean, he used to be that big. Yeah, I'd want to see a weigh-in. He's 200 pounds, maybe 210 tops. There's no way he's over 210. Yeah, there's no way. There's no way he's an ounce over 210. I think he's lying then if he's giving you that stat. I mean, he looks phenomenal, but he's not 250 pounds. I can't even see him as 230, Scott, honestly. Right? Especially not with the legs where they are. 200 at 6'2", lean is not emaciated. Really? I bet you there's no way Revival bench 405. What are you talking about? There's no way. I don't believe you. Next. It's not even remotely imaginable. All right. Unless he bulked up really fat, super fat, like put on 50 pounds of fat. All right. He just doesn't have enough muscle for that with his levers. Unless I missed something. It's probably fake weights. I don't care to go look. I just don't care about fitness YouTubers anymore, let alone drama. I just don't care. It's just hard to even make myself care. Right? Hearn posts a lot of old videos from years. Yeah, so the recent stuff I'm seeing of Mike here in his 50s, there's no way he's over 210. I'd put him closer to 200, guys. And no, 6'2" at 200 with abs is not emaciated. People have lost context for this stuff. Yeah, so O'Hearn posts a lot of older stuff. No, his current stuff, he's not at that size. He's downsized for health like everyone should. Right? Is it true that Brock Lesnar has elite numbers? I have no idea. You would need to go look it up yourself. Like, I couldn't tell you because I'm on a live stream. So there's no way for me to go research it. So you'll have to go research it yourself if you want to know. Because I can't do it in the middle of a live stream. I have no idea what Brock Lesnar lifts on anything. No clue. So, hello, I'm Sarah. Okay, well, nice to meet you, Sarah. Oh, Lord, you're probably a dude, but it's all good. I have like 50% women who follow me on Facebook and 1% women on YouTube, according to my analytics. If he's 6'2" at 200, how much should he target? That's a good question. I mean, realistically, I mean, look at like Frank Zane, right? 190, 185, have similar proportions, you know. But the 6'2", he might be 210, he could be, but the 250 is not remotely believable, guys. That's not even a believable figure. Like, where's all the muscle then? I don't think you guys realize how big 250 is. I believe when he was at his peak, at his biggest, in his 40s, he could have been 250. Yeah, I'll buy that. You know? But these days, no. But he looks great. You know, I'll give him that. He's clearly done well. Do we know if he's actually 6'2", or is this back to internet stats? He's my generation, though, so he's probably being honest. It's the kids that all lie about their height. I don't know why they do it. They add 3 inches to everything. It's just weird. Looks around 60. Can we not use stone, dude? None of us can figure that out. We have to break out calculators. What's that in pounds, Scott? I don't want to do the math. Coach, thoughts on Mike Israel saying walking is an exercise? Well, Mike is flat wrong. It's objectively exercise. Should jog at least. Well, maybe Mike should shoot less insulin so he doesn't have a giant alien belly. And he should maybe win some bodybuilding shows or something. I don't know. He should win at what he competes at. How's that for an answer? Yeah, there's nothing wrong with walking. Walking is phenomenal. Brisk walking is phenomenal for your health. What's he talking about? It's not exercise. It's not training, but it's definitely exercise. By every objective metric. So what is he even talking about? Is he changing the meaning of words now? He's not allowed to change the meaning of words, just like Greg Doucette isn't. All right. Charlie says, you have an old school bodybuilder physique who would fit in the guys from the Golds in Venice back in the day. Thank you, appreciate it. I'm working towards that. I'm not quite at that proportion and stuff, but that's kind of the goal we're working towards. That is actually the goal. Even with this cut, I need my arms to be a little bigger though, and I got to get leaner to be there. But thank you, appreciate the compliment. We are working in that direction. It's gonna be a little harder to read the screen from this point here. Where are we at on time? All right, good. We're making good time. I don't know how long I'm gonna run this one. I'm gonna get close to 3 hours of walking in though before we switch to the bike. I can feel the fasting catching up to me though now, right? We passed that 2.5 hour of brisk fasted walking this morning. So starting to feel it. All right, what do we got? Scott says, I'm 37 and feel father time. I'm thinking in the next few years, very small dose, right? Looking lean, looking mean. Appreciate it, man. Rise Tier says, Jason. Sorry, guys, it's a little hard for me to read this now because I'm having to walk back towards my place and the sun's at my back. So it is making the screen a little difficult to read for the rest of the stream. Yeah, I'm starting to feel this now. Now it's that my body's saying, you've done over 2.5 hours of fasted walking this morning. You can start to feel it, but we don't feel it. We're gonna keep going. What are we talking about? That's the inner bitch in me. Like trying to, you hear that little bitchiness in my voice? Like trying to come up there? Stop all that. All right, nut up. I'm about to go train chest and biceps this morning. Pretty excited. In fact, I'm not tired at all. Coach is feeling good, feeling energetic. We're feeling powerful. We're feeling like burning through some fat. No bitch mode, right? Come on. Got a little more walking to do. I do need to get a shower though before I ride the bike. About to go train chest and biceps. There you go, man. I guess work those bro muscles, the show muscle stuff I need to be doing more of, which I am. Right? That's why I'm living on dips. I'm gonna live on dips and chin-ups for a bit and curls during this cut. Yeah, unfortunately, there's only one street that will get me back to my house that I can go down. So the sun will be at my back. It's unavoidable. I am sure Brock Lesnar is strong, but his numbers may be exaggerated. They often are for athletes. Is one exercise for biceps enough to get it done? I mean, yeah, a bicep is not a complicated muscle. And since if you're doing other pulling, you're getting big compounds for your biceps. So pick one type of curl is fine. But there's nothing wrong with doing multiple types of curls. Like, look, if you want to do barbell curls and incline curls, go ahead. But generally speaking, yeah, the difference is going to be very minimal. Realistically, bicep is not a complicated muscle. And if you're already doing other compounds, you're really just finishing it off and getting in and getting those last fibers. And quite frankly, it could be done with any good type of curl. So yeah, you could just do barbell curls. There's dudes out there who've built great biceps on nothing but barbell curls, right? You know, and barbell curl's a good one. Plus, it's technically a big barbell curl. It's technically kind of a big compound for biceps. You know, especially if you're getting that shoulder rotation involved to bring it all the way to the face to work both functions. I mean, you know, it's kind of funny people try to use the term isolation and stuff, but when it comes down to it, a barbell curl done with a barbell done correctly is a compound movement. And it's a great exercise, right? Don't sell it short. It's a great exercise. That's why I have no trouble putting it even in a program to make sure guys get biceps, but it's like it's still a big barbell movement. It fits with the theme of the idea of even a barbell-based program mentally, right? But no, yeah, barbell curl can definitely get you there. Especially on smaller, less complicated muscles. They don't necessarily need multiple isolation movements to develop maximally. Especially considering the barbell curl can work both major functions. Yeah. It's assuming you're doing rows, pull-ups, so you're already getting some stimulus. You're just sure that you get all of it, you know? Yes, barbell curls pumps up your whole upper body traps, right? Right. I mean, it is technically a compound movement, and it does work other muscles. So I think it fits very well into a theme. It's kind of like for me, it was like yesterday, it was just like weighted chins and barbell curls, you know. I kind of like that combination because I feel like I'm doing, even though it's bodybuilding, I'm really doing some big movements for everything. Especially on a more minimalist body type stuff, it really kind of flows with the theme and the mindset, right? And maintaining that mindset. All right. I'm going to see if I can keep a connection walking around this way. I want to get that sun directly off my screen. But I can't see the timer. Where are we at? I'm at 39. Oh shit, I'm about to hit 3 hours. We got to be close. Yeah, we're definitely close. There we go. I can see now. What's your opinion on hammer curls for arm? I mean, hammer curl is going to work the bicep less, to be fair. It's still going to work the bicep, though. I think hammer curls are good, though. If you're not doing a lot of pronated pulling, I think hammer curls can be really good because of the extra brachialis and brachioradialis work on the forearm. So hammer curls are great forearm exercise, great grip exercise. Arguably not as good for biceps, but if you're already doing other supine addition, right? A lot of guys like them for better bench press stability too. Hello, Coach. What's up, Lars? Coach getting tired. This has been a lot. We're about to pass 3 hours. And we're still walking outside. Man, I'm down to that one bar. This is going to be a dead zone. I hope it stays connected. Please stay connected. While we get around the street, there we go, the bars came out. I'm gonna circle around this street though and get back to my house. And then we gotta call the walking quits. And then I'll do some biking here in a bit. But man, it has been a lot of cardio this morning. Plus I've made videos. I gotta do some client stuff. I gotta make client vlogs today too at some point. All right, I'll make some client vlogs. I may skip Gustav's vlog. He got sick and only did 2 of his workouts, and then we're restarting the week, so I may not do his vlog. Got to get Matthias, and I think Ted should finish today, so I'll have his up tomorrow. I got to get Matthias's vlog up though. I got to get it recorded, get his new sheet. Oh, man. So, all right. But I'm doing good. How you doing, Lars? Hey, Lars, I appreciate you always dropping comments under my videos and just helping with the general engagement. It's a good fan, very supportive. So since you dropped so many comments under my other videos, I'm gonna take a moment to give you a thank you for that ongoing support. All right. All right. Yeah, it's getting hot. I'm sweating a lot now too. So this has been a good morning with the cardio. I'll be able to do one bike coming up for however long I feel like and then call it quits. Because we pretty much hit our baseline already just walking for the whole day. We don't discuss sexually explicit stuff, you know that. Stop. All right. I never use straps in my grip and forearms are strong. I mean, that helps. I need to use straps when I do cheat rows because I literally can't hold on to cheat rows, but if I row strict, I'm good. I'm thinking of working the seal rows back in now to go with the chins. It's still a lot of back work, but I don't know how many days I'll do it. I don't necessarily need to do it every workout on the full body. I do chins every time, at least once a week. So, whew. All right, try to get around to my house. Winter's 25. I said, hi, how you doing, man? Good, the stream's not gonna run a lot longer. This has been enough walking. I just gotta get back to my house. Been enough walking for the day. We'll do a bike ride though, here later. And I'll probably double stream it to Facebook and YouTube concurrently.